Hi everyone. So we're going to dive into Convertri. Have a bit of fun just building a web page or two. I'll give you a bit of information about why I like Convertri, where its power comes from. And I guess I'll also explain why I don't use it for everything, why I actually choose to use WordPress for my main website. So just a bit of background. Building a website, we did that last week with WordPress and all the different themes you can have, which has got templates in there that make it much easier to set it all up. And that's the reason we use WordPress is that it's very powerful because anybody can add plugins or additions to the WordPress websites or themes. So really you can have all this different functionality added if you want it. It's not all there, and if you don't want it, it's just there if you do want it. So there are thousands of plugins, they're called, where you can add things like SEO, you can add shopping carts, you can add everything you could ever imagine. So that's the power of WordPress. And WordPress also allows you to, it's also great for blog sites because if you're doing blogs, websites in general, because you've got all your headers and footers across every single page, and they're all exactly the same header and footer. Somebody else joined? Okay. And so that goes across all your web pages, and blogs are slightly different because they have slightly different layouts, and they have you can add widgets on the side where you can have your like a landing page or your little advert there or anything like that. So it's very powerful for that. So that's why WordPress is very good for a complete website. But there are some limitations, as you may have noticed when I went through it. Everything is done through rows and columns. So you have a column on your web page, and it's like just divided into rows. Actually, it's the other way around. You've got a section which is divided into columns, no, into rows, and that's divided into columns. And though you can adjust them, it's very not very limited, but it does have limitations. You can't, for instance, you can't lay something half on top of something else because it's all that's its purpose. That little section is its purpose, like doing a video, doing text, or whatever like that. So it's great for normal websites, but when you want to do a web page which has a bit more design to it, a bit more flair to it, can get a bit clunky, a bit tricky. So this is where the power of Convertri comes in. It's not that good for the whole website. So the reasons I explained why WordPress is good, Convertri isn't good for that, because it doesn't have that extra functionality. And it doesn't have all these extra plugins as well. But what Convertri does have is a free-form editor. You can basically grab any kind of element you like a video element or a text element, and you can overlay them all, and it's really good for, if you've got a great imagination, you can have a nice web page with everything exactly where you want it, pretty much. And Convertri's only been around for maybe two or so years now. When it started off, they knew what they wanted. They wanted to design, the best web page builder, best funnel builder. They call it a funnel builder because it's a sales funnel. And that's their plan. And also they wanted it to be the fastest loading. One thing about Convertri, it loads in an instant. It's amazing. Because with WordPress, you have all these themes, these plugins added to it, and they'll slow the website down because it's extra processing power for the computer to do and information to upload onto the machine that it's been loaded to. So Convertri is just instant, pretty much instant. It's really good for that, which is very important for marketing, because if you've got a message to put out in front of someone on a website, if they click on something, people these days are very impatient. If it takes more than 3 or 4 seconds to load, apparently you lose about half of the viewers. Half people will just click away and do something else. So speed is very important. That's another great part of Convertri. So what I'll do now is I will go into Convertri. I'll share the screen. I go into Convertri, and I'll just add a new page and just add a few elements in there just to give you an idea what it's all about. Okay, so let's get this set up. share screen, that one. Okay, so hopefully you'll see my Convertri page. If you can't see it, then please let me know. I'll just presume it's working. I'll get that out of the way. Okay, it's my Convertri page. Excuse the background noise, need a bit of air in here because it's roasting. I'm in Brisbane and it's summer, so it's getting pretty warm. Right, Convertri here. So we have the funnels, and then you have the web pages for the funnels. I won't go into all that detail. Basically, you can segregate it how you like to have all your different pages in different places. And one really powerful thing about Convertri, I'm in the process of rebuilding my buildmylifestyle.net website, and I'm building that on WordPress with a theme which I paid for, which makes WordPress a bit more flexible. But there are some pages which I would never be able to build in WordPress, but in Convertri I can build it quite nicely, and I'll show you why in a minute. So what happens is you can actually, as a Convertri plugin, I mentioned the plugins before, Convertri have a plugin for WordPress where you can, in WordPress, you can define the page name for your website, and you can link it to your Convertri plugin. So what it does when you go to that page, the page isn't actually in WordPress, the page is actually in Convertri. So it goes from that, when somebody clicks on that link in your WordPress website, it will go straight through to Convertri page. I'll just show you an example here. Here's one of them. Going to I'll just preview it first. So this is one of them that comes from my WordPress website. It comes to this Convertri page. Now you probably could build this in WordPress, but it wouldn't be quite as nice, and it'd be a lot more difficult to do as well. This is quite a simple one. So you can see the layout is just looks nice. So this is how we link in Convertri into your website builder. Now we'll go back to Convertri, and I'll just edit this page just briefly to show you what the elements are, and then we'll just do a quick build of a real basic one. So here's the page builder. So same idea. You've got your text elements. This is a text element here, and all your elements here are drag and drop from this left-hand bar. And for each element, we have on the right, we have the properties for the element. And here we can change if it's going to be a link, you can put a link in there. So when somebody clicks on the element, it will go to another link, either web address, another part of the website, or maybe even an email. You can link in there. You can change the background color, which is what do you call it? Transparent, they call that PNG. So basically you can't see the background, you can just see the text. You can change everything on mouse over as well. So when your mouse hovers over it, it can change. You can position it. You can basically drag it around. I'm not going to mess this web page up. You can position it and say how big and where it is. You can put borders on this element. Obviously, each element has slightly different properties, but this is the basic part of it, which is common to most of it, most of the different elements. You have your shadows. You can put all your shadows in there, and actions and events. You can add actions, so when people click on it or move the mouse over it, you can trigger an action, so it can maybe open up an overlay like this one down here. This is a button that says send me the free videos. So this button will put up an overlay, which is another layer. So we've got an action on here which says on this element being clicked, the layer sign up form will fade in. And if you go up to our layers up at the top bar up here, there's one layer. And click on that and click on the sign up form. And this is a sign up form that will come up when you click on that button. Now, if you try to do this in WordPress, you can never get a sign up form as good as this. You just don't have that functionality. You can get sign up forms that are pretty basic and they're okay for purpose, fit for purpose. But if you want a really nice, good web design, then this is much better. This is a nice flowery one. Okay, so that just gives you a rough idea what goes on here. And we'll now go building one just to show you how to do that from scratch. We'll go out of this without messing it up. If you've got any questions, please just jump out. Hi, Victor. Thanks for joining. If you've got any questions, just jump out and ask them. If not, you can wait to the end and we can go through some questions then. There's actually a chat box in here as well, which I haven't even looked at. So at the bottom of the Zoom screen, there'll be a chat. Why is it not here? Oh, there it is. So if you've got any questions, you can put them in there and we can look at those afterwards. Okay, so here we have a new page. Oh, we do have loads of templates here as well. And you can even import a page. Now, this is really powerful, actually. I'll just cover this before I forget. Import page means you can grab a web page that's out there in the World Wide Web, and you can import that page into Convertri. It does a very good job. It struggles with videos. It doesn't do videos properly, but it does do text and images and that kind of thing. So what I've done, so when I built these pages, the one I just showed you, that is actually one of the mentors pages. I'm being an affiliate for mentors. I'm able to just use that page as a copy of that page basically and use it on my website. So what I did is I imported those. The ones with the videos, as I said, doesn't do that properly. That took a bit more messing around to get that working. But ones like the one I just showed you, that was pretty straightforward. It brings in the images, gets the text right, the font right. I had to build the pop-up that I showed you, the extra layer. But most of the web page just comes up, and it's really good for that. So if you've got web pages that you want to model, you can import them. There is obviously a disclaimer saying that you own the website and you have permission to copy it. But yeah, it's a really powerful feature. So let's go into a new page. I'll do a new page. So these are all the templates I have. And you see there's a fair bunch of them. So again, you can use these templates just to load up, change the image, change the text, to make your life much easier. So you get the idea. But we'll just do, as at the top, we'll do create a page from scratch. Page name. I'm going to go and edit it. Right. So again, we have the elements down here on the left. So let's start off with a background image. So we'll pull up an image, drag it out here, just drag it and drop it. And we can go to Pixabay. You can obviously upload your own images as well. Search for, I don't know, let's have a happy image. What do we get for typing happy? There we go. That's a nice happy person. We'll put that one in. All right, nice dark image. I used to like light images, now I like And I liked websites, now I like dark websites. It just sort of brings out the important information you put on the website better if the background's dark. So there's the image in here. So as you see, I can just drag it. And before I showed you the positioning over here on the right hand toolbar. So this is it, and I can just drag it around so you can see it's all there. I can even use these numbers if I want to make it bigger, smaller, move it around, but it's freeform. Now, a few things we'll do. First thing we'll do, this one up here that says full width. We'll click on that. Makes it full width, the website, web page, and then we'll make it okay. So there's our background, and we can make that a bit. What can we do to this image? So you've got some effects on here, which I don't tend to use, but you can use those as well if you want to blur the image. They're working? Oh, okay. Do work a bit too much. There you go. All sorts of effects you can use. Right, so I won't mess around too much. We'll be here all day if I go through all the features. But say we want to drag some text on here. Right, drag it in a text box. Here it is. And some text, and up here we have the toolbar for changing the text. So first of all, we can pick our font. I like Quicksand. That's one I tend to use a lot of my web pages. We can do the size. I'll make it really big, make it stand out. We can change the color. We don't really like black, not on a dark image, so we'll put in white, which is all the F's. We can make it bold. Oh, what happened there? We can make it bold, and we can make it here. And we can centralize the text. Central is this one here to center it. And then we can center the box. We select the box and we can go over here. And this one here is our way to center it. So we just align it to this page center. Okay. Now, that looks okay. And it works well against the dark, but we want to make it look well against the light as well. So hopefully with this text here, what can we do to this text? Shadows, I think it's shadows on the box or the text, can't remember. There's some more stuff down here. Line height. Don't get too complicated, guys. So what we can do with this text box here is we can make it slightly larger, slightly darker, so the white will stand out. If you click shadows, is that for the box or for the text? Okay, so don't make it too complicated. So we can put in the background here of, I click on this. So as you can see, we can change the color to be, this is the color of the box. So we can have go for dark color, but we can make it see-through. So we can just add a bit of texture to it like that. So now you can still see the image, but you can see the text better. and select that, and that's how it looks. We can then, let's do something else. We can make the edge of the box curved. We click on borders, and we've got a border width. We don't want to put a border on it because that look a bit odd, but we can put a border radius on it. So we click on the radius button over here. 20. There we go. So now it looks like that. As you can see, I'm not a web designer, but I've got the idea. You can see the power of that. Right, that's the text. Then say we want to put in an image. Sorry, let's not done an image. Let's put in another panel down here. A panel is just a block like this. And you see this, see the purple lining up? It's got some kind of snap thing on it, which is really good. Especially when you've got lots of images and lots of text, you can snap it to, it lines up with the other images and the text, the edges of it. So it's really good to line things up. Here it is, and we'll make this a dark theme. So we'll put the background and we'll make it, let's make it black. So it kind of goes with a black theme here of a web page. Oh, I didn't click on the select black. There we go. So we've got a dark image going on, a dark theme. And inside this panel here, we can put whatever we like. So we'll put in a media, let's do media, and we'll stick in a video. So I'm sticking a YouTube video. And we can grab any YouTube video from YouTube and embed it in here. It's automatically embedded in a Convertri one, which we'll leave at that for the moment. As you see, you can just drag it around to whatever size you want. You can click on it, you can center it. Make this a bit bigger to space it out a bit better. And with this, go into the YouTube properties, and you can put in your share code from the YouTube video, which is the video you want to put in there. And you can put this in here, and it'll just change into that video. You can then select if you want it to autoplay when it's brought up on the web page, play in the loop, mute, and background controls, which we want to playback controls in there. So that's the properties. We can do things like a border. We put a quick border on it. We won't put a radius. We'll put a border in there. Maybe we'll put a border width of 3, and I want black. We won't see it. Let's go for a that, which is a kind of grey color. So as you can see, we've now got a grey border to highlight our video. And we'll show how this all works, how it comes up in the real web page in a minute after my master design. What else can we show you on here? Lots of other things we can put on there. Let's just do another panel down here. So maybe want a bit of contrast this time, so we'll put in a lighter panel. We'll keep it the same color. Oh, wrong one, that one. Full width. Here's our panel, and stick a countdown time in there. So we drag it to the middle, center it, and what settings do we have? Okay, so I've never used one of these before, but it's pretty intuitive. The end date, which will be American 2nd of December, and time. So if you're doing a promotion on the web page of special offer or anything, you might put this up. Time zone, hide time and show timer. Why would you want to hide it? I'm not quite sure. A redirect page, put show timer in there. Countdown mode. Okay. Interesting. And other settings, we've got usual settings here, positioning, background. It's already got black. Let's make this, oh, that's the background. Don't want to change the background color. We want to change the general properties. No, the here we go. So here we can change all the different looks of the actual text in our countdown timer. We just choose a different font, light font, color. Let's go with a nice bright red. Looking a bit gory, but we can just get the picture of this one and select. Show labels mean. Okay, labels there, yeah. Label below, makes sense. So as you see, they're quite configurable. We can make this look exactly how we want. And like I said before, it's all free form. So say you decided that you want to move your timer on top of the video, you can do that. I'm not sure why you want to. You can put it wherever you like. It is so flexible in that regard. I love it. So let's just do one more thing. Every website needs a header, so we can do an extra layer. We can put as many layers as we like in here, I believe. I've only ever done a couple. Excuse me. Up here on layers. Oh, I've got some Convertri layers. What have we got here? Sticky header. There we go. Make life simple for us, for me. We'll put in a sticky header. Menu header. Layer starts visible on page. You're on mobile, yeah. So we'll add that. Menu header, that'll do. Give it a name. And there it is. So again, we can completely configure this. We'll change this one here. I just clicked on the image at the top here, which is the logo. We can go to change image. We'll stay in Pixabay and we'll look for, don't know, what do you search for an image? There we go. Oh, look at that. All right, I've got a lotus flower. It's a flower. Select. So Pixabay, in case you didn't know, is a website that has free images on it. There are a few of them, a few different websites that have them. Pixabay is one. It's obviously a little bit big for a header, but there you go. Got a nice little image up there. You can put in whatever sort of image you like. Maybe we can even make this header a little bit bigger to suit our slightly bigger image. You see these other purple things line up here. I'll go back. So as I drag it, there's a purple one here at the bottom, so you're near the edge of that image. You can go up to it. There's a fine red line there as well. That is the edge of the image. And also there is one that has the red line like that through the middle, which shows you it's actually lining up with the bottom of the text. So there's got this little snap and hints as to where you're positioning anything you're trying to adjust. So we drag this one down there to the center, and we can move these out of the way a bit. And these texts up here are the link. Home. Not quite sure why I can't edit this. I've never used this before, as you can probably tell. New properties. So change the text and hover over. You can also do that so that it goes into that color when you hover over it. And so the general color is black, and you hover over it, it turns to blue. So it looks like these buttons aren't set up individually, so we can't show that, but what I can show you here is, oh, here we go. Oh, that's pretty cool. Didn't know you could do that. So there's these are the items in the menu. Okay, I'll do this because I can use this on my web page. I like that. So we can click on this. Excuse me, I need to have a bit of a drink. This is the first item, as I call it, which is the home. And we can then configure it to be a link. Internal link means it goes inside the web page. Any other part of the web page, maybe you've got further down the web page, maybe you have another section about something completely different, maybe about yourself. So if the about section, you put a little tag in there to say where it is, and then you can do an internal link to jump to that part of the web page. So by making an internal link, you can tell it where to go. You can also make it a sub menu as well. We use this as a main menu and link, and you can put in there the sub menu. Okay, you can add items in your sub menu. All right, we're going to make a link, and you put in there the link of where you want to jump to, which should be this website, this web page here. Which I don't want to type out because it'll take forever, but I'll link through to this. Maybe let's just type in www. Should it? Okay. Doesn't do that for me. No. .com http:// Okay. So I'll jump to youtube.com when we click on that link. That's good. So we can configure all of those. Create. So that should have set that up for me. There's your menu items. So we'll go, it's also got to overlap there. We don't like that. I wonder why it's doing that. I'm not quite sure how to do this, but we can play around a bit more if we want to. Let's put it back up the top. Okay. So there we have a menu on our page as well. We can do footers, we can do pretty much anything we want to do. Another good one is an HTML element, which is this one here. We just drag that up here. And this will give you a HTML element is a basically some code that tells the web page what to do. So I'll give you an idea. I will go to do a new tab up here. I will go to youtube.com. We'll click on search for oh, it goes blank when I've got to think on the spot. So something to do with empowerment. There you go, say guru, recognize that face. So we can click on this video.
Hi guys, today I want to introduce you to my 5.
And we get an ad. Just what we want. I'll just skip this and I'll show you what I'm doing.
Source to the most successful currency.
Okay,
this
so ignore that.
Session combines
So this is the YouTube video. So in here we have this thing called share. Click on share, and we can get an embed code. We can, as you see, you can share this video across a lot of things. Click on the embed code. Excuse me. And we have this text up here, which is the HTML embed code. You click on that, copy it, go back to our Convertri, which is over here. Go to HTML elements, edit HTML, and put in our code. Go save, which is similar to what this thing over here did. But this one over here was a YouTube. This is the actual YouTube address, Whereas this is the share code, which is slightly different. But the principles are the same. So we can do that. We've got our 2 videos. So there we go. I don't want to go on forever. You see the idea of this. It's pretty good. Now, one other thing which is really important, I'll just quickly cover it, is the mobile. When you go to mobile, there's 2 views up here, desktop and mobile. Desktop and mobile. Oh, this one's stuck. Why is this one stuck there? What have I selected on here? Positioning. What positions are I looking for? Right. Haven't seen that before. So why is it stuck there? PHTML, scroll bars. Yeah, not quite sure why that's moving. Link a new tab. Anyway, so I'll show you the mobile. We go to the mobile here. This is the mobile view on your mobile phone. As you see, it looks a bit messy at the moment. So we have to spend a little bit of time. I wonder why that's fixed. Spend a bit of time adjusting it to look nice on the mobile as well, which is good and it's bad. It's bad in that it takes a lot of effort, but it's good in that it's so flexible. So as you see, it's put the header up here in the 3 little bars, which is good. You can put your image over here. What's this thing here? This is the overlay. That's your header overlay layer, header layer. So let's just try and get some kind of, it's done a reasonable job, but we can now check, let's get this text here. And why can't I select it? Oh, because the layer level's on. Okay, turn it off. Right, here's my text. So we'll click on the image of our front page. We'll just drag it down a bit. I'll just drag it down a bit to make it clear the header. Because the header is there. Anyway, we've got this thing, this panel we can now move, which goes down and takes its contents with it, which is very useful. Although you can not, if you don't want to. We can select the text and we can now change the size of this text to be whatever suits it best. Probably still a bit too big, a bit too in your face. And we can then create better like that. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, as you can tell, which is a bit painful when you're doing web design. Let's go down to 17. Okay, so that's good. So we get in the middle. Again, we can centralize it. And this thing here, centralized there. It's in the middle anyway. Then there's a video. Where's our other video gone? Maybe it's underneath. And here's our Convertri video and our timer. We'll just stick this down here somewhere. How is it in there? Ah, that's why. This element I put in the header layer, which is not what we want. So we'll just delete it from there. We'll go back to desktop. We'll just delete that. We'll take the header layer off. We just want the background layer, and we'll do it again. HTML element, drag it on. Bring it down here. Edit HTML. Put text in. And that's nice and simple. There's Mr. Sag Guru. That's our mobile. And there it is. Put this down below, so we just drag it back up there. Okay, there we go. So we're just going to have a look at it in a second, just to show it's all working. And we've got those, that's our background layer, and we've got our header as a separate layer. And that's good as a separate layer because we can then have it fixed to the top. Oh yes, we can do the here line to the top and unscrollable, so it doesn't scroll down with the rest of the web page, it sits at the top, which is what we want for a header. That's good, save. And we can now publish this to the World Wide Web. I'm just putting in the test again. Free test is free. Publish. Okay, it's already a test one, so we can't use that. So we call test 2. Publish. All right, there we go. It's just publishing. And that's it on the World Wide Web. Let's go and view it. So up here we've got published on the top left, published and view page, and there's our web page. Nice image. I also didn't set this up properly because it's not counting. So we've got this Convertri one, which is what it put in for us. Convertri, this is Mr. Sad Guru.
This audio session combines eye-opening speech
and without the adverts, which is nice. So that's how you embed videos, and obviously there's far more powerful than that. I've just scratched the surface of it. We've got our header up here, which you can see, which is not moving. I've just scrolled down the page. If we click on this, it should jump to YouTube. That's what we set up for, didn't we? So click on that, and I think it's across to YouTube. Government. Let's not look at that. Okay. So there you go. There's our web page up and running. So that's why I like Convertri. It's got far more features than I showed you. We hardly touched on all this other stuff up here in the top menu, but you can see I didn't show you the show you on mobile, did I? So we set up a mobile as well. I'll just quickly drag this out of here. What happened there? I misclicked. There's our test. I'll shrink it right down to mobile size and put it into mobile view, which is here. And we've got the menu up here, which has been shrunk down to this, which is pretty cool. And we'll see how it is as we laid it out. So we have the power to do that as well. So that's it. Demonstration over. Hope you found that interesting. Show the power of Convertri. Now, just to let you know, Convertri is not part of the Mentors package. There are some pretty good deals on it. There's a monthly, a few dollars. I think they had an offer recently for $50 a year, something like that, just for the basic functionality. Which is I'm not quite sure exactly what it costs because I pay for a package which is nearly $100 a month, but it has Convertri in at the top level plus loads of other stuff inside Mentors for web page SEO, web page design, some other stuff as well. So it is an extra cost, but people love it for 2 reasons. Firstly, it's so flexible and you can do beautiful web pages with it and reasonably easily. And the second thing is it just loads like that. Loads so fast. I don't know if you noticed, but I mean, things happen really slowly in Zoom. If I just click on web view page again, it's loading and it's just there. All right, so that's how quickly it can load. It's just amazing. Anything else I want to tell you? I don't think so. No questions in the chat. Anybody want to pop out and ask any questions while I'm here with my wonderful, beautiful web pages designed?
Yeah, Scott, I got a question, please, mate.
Yes, mate.
The module I'm on at the moment, Scott Ross was talking about WordPress. He just started talking about that.
Yeah.
So obviously we get WordPress with the all-in package. If so, do we just have this as like an extra thing to work better with WordPress?
Yeah, you have to pay for it extra. It's because it's through Convertri, but you do get a very good deal. And yeah, well, okay, it's completely separate. So you can have completely separate web pages like we just designed here. But you can link it into WordPress. So is my WordPress site up here? I can quickly show you. Still sharing screen on that, so you can still see my screen. So if I go to something I'm working on right now, oh, that's the old one. Where can I go? That's the old one. So okay, just bear with me while I get set up. This is inside WordPress, inside Optimize Press. I'll just get out of this. So this is a WordPress for my buildmylifestyle.net website. Now in here, I have a plugin. So I'll show you my installed plugins. I've got quite a few plugins. Not too many, because the more you have, the more it slows it down. There's one in here called Convertri connector here. So it's a simple plugin to put in here. And when I design a new page or a page, let me just go to my pages. So I design my pages in Convertri, like the first one I showed you, the start here. That's Convertri. Okay, we're done there. Get out. So this one here that says start here, that's the one I designed inside Convertri, because I imported the mentors web page and then I made it work inside Convertri, which means I can then sit it on my domain. So it doesn't go to mentors domain, it stays on my domain, as in my website domain. So I build it inside Convertri and I publish it. But it doesn't matter what I publish it as. This is published as subscribe.buildmylifestyle.net/start here. It doesn't matter what it's published as. It will work. If someone types that in, it will come up. But the important thing is, from here inside my WordPress website, let me go to my pages, and I have my start here. So if we go to start here and do the quick edit, have a quick look how it's set up inside WordPress. The slug is start here, as in that's what the web address is going to be. It's going to be buildmylifestyle.net/start here. It's going to fit under the same domain. But what it's going to do, where's my Convertri thing gone? Oh, it's not in the quick edit. Okay. So we go to the actual edit screen here. So basically the web page is nothing on WordPress. There it is, it's nothing. This is start here, but it doesn't even need to have that on there. It's just the title. But down here, this is the setup for that web page. Okay. So the URL, if you look on the right here, it says view page, buildmylifestyle.net/start here. So that's what will come up when they link to it from this website. But the Convertri page URL is the one that we just looked at in Convertri. Subscribe.buildmylifestyle.net/start here. So when somebody clicks on my website, it pulls up the Convertri page. Not the Convertri address, but the Convertri page. So it effectively sits underneath my website, although it's designed inside Convertri.
Okay, you mate, yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes, mate, yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Any other questions? We're going for quite a while again, haven't I? 50 odd minutes. Okay, no more questions? Nothing in the chat? All right then. Well, thank you for joining everyone. I hope you found that interesting. It's a very fun web builder. I do love it. Obviously, it's an expense. When you're starting off, it's not something you want to invest in. You don't need it. But as you get a business up and running and you can justify that expense, then it's just it's worth its weight in gold. It's just beautiful. Well, thank you very much for joining everyone. I'll see you next week with another topic. Any questions, just drop me an email and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. All right, take care everyone. See you.